Hello and welcome back to the Wonderful Women Business Networking Show. I'm Juhli Selby and welcome to my host.
Hi everyone, I'm Deb
Co-host.
Alcadinho.
Sorry, I should have said co-host. We're a little rusty, Deb. It's been a couple of weeks. We had a nice little break for the holidays after our fun holiday edition. How are you feeling so far for 2023?
Oh my gosh, it's a whirlwind. We're like halfway through January already. Oh my Lord. It's whizzing by. But yeah, super excited. It's January, positive vibes, positive feels, new year, fresh start. It's good. And I'm so happy to be back doing our live again. It feels like it's been a while. It has been a while. It's been a month.
Yes, indeed. And I must say, I am refreshed. I very much enjoyed time with family, and I don't normally do like Netflix binging for good reason, because I do not have self-discipline. If I start a new series, before I know it, I'm up till 2 a.m. watching, whatever show I mostly just watch movies now, because that way then I can limit any binge watching. That's right. That's right. But yeah, I had a really good time. I ate tons of junk food and enjoyed family time and watching, binging on Netflix, etc. So it was a wonderful, refreshing break, and I feel in a very good and happy mood for 2023 as well.
Yay, awesome.
So thank you for those of you tuning in to join us again for the Wonderful Women Business Networking Show. I want to start by sharing some updates with you about the show. Deb and I love doing the show. We're excited to be back with you doing it. However, we are not going to continue doing it every single week. We are going to do it twice per month. So it is going to be the second and fourth Thursday of the month for the show. And we are always welcoming guests for the future. So if you want to be on the show in the future, please let us know. We have two wonderful women we're excited to bring to you today for today's show. But we do need guests for future. So starting off the year fresh. So if you'd like to be featured, we'd love to hear from you. The purpose of this show is to shine a light on women business owners and their products, their services, projects, events, and whatever it is that you want to promote. So we want to raise you up and have other people know about you. The other reason we started this was so we could get comfortable doing live video, and we would love for you to be doing video, whether it be just recording video on your phone and sharing it to social channels. I should speak for myself, or doing a recurring live video show like this. It really is a great way to increase your visibility for you, your business, and have more people know about you. So with that, I'd love to invite my co-host, Deb Alcadinho, to go ahead and introduce herself and her business.
Aw, thanks, Julie. So hello, everyone. For those that don't know me, I'm Deb Alcadinho, and I'm the founder and CIO, Chief Impact Officer of Business for Social Good. And what do? Who are we? Well, we work with women entrepreneurs to lead purpose-driven businesses and to really bridge that gap between business and charity, business and that charitable sector, nonprofit sector, because I believe that when we work in partnership and we use our collective voice, vision, and heart, we can together help solve some of our most pressing issues for humanity and for the planet. So whether that's social or environmental or humanitarian issues, my goodness, pick one. There's so many. But when we come together and those two partners in this process work together, business and nonprofit, my gosh, we can move mountains. So that's
so much need, and we don't want to wait on governments or large organizations to make this change because they're not doing it fast enough. So
and they can't. I mean, we simply cannot rely on governments to solve the issues of our world. I mean, there just isn't enough money to go around. So I really believe that, we can all do our part. And when we all work together and we, champion the rally cries of each other, then, we are 10,000. We are the force that can really make a difference.
And Deb is just the perfect person to talk to if you're looking for more purpose in your life and your business, and you're wondering how you might, incorporate that purpose into your business, Deb is the perfect person to have a conversation with about this, about where to get started. Deb also has a freebies page on her
I do.
website with many awesome and beautiful, I might add, resources, PDF resources,
Yep.
and
Downloadables.
and I would invite you to sign up for her email newsletter as well. She just shared a wonderful case study today. I won't get into it, but a wonderful case study about a local Victoria business and
Yes.
how they literally have incorporated social impact through
Mhm.
their whole business. It's really fascinating. So
Mhm.
Deb shares these kind of stories, and she's just an amazing resource wherever you are on your journey for
Right.
social impact. And really, if you're getting started with this, she does consulting as well
Mhm.
as her
Thank you.
courses. So Deb, maybe just briefly mention your academy and your course offering that you have.
Thank you. So we have two courses. We have a number of courses that we offer, but the two are the Social Purpose Playbook, and that is an immersive 8-week course, more specifically for solopreneurs, and focuses on building the social purpose for your business. So that foundational element of that impact that you want to have in the world, you don't really know what that looks like, how to connect that to your business, that little niggling feeling of, I know I want to make a difference, but I don't really know how. That's what the Social Purpose Playbook will do. And like our other course, which is our Social Good Academy, I'll talk about that in a sec, but both of the courses are delivered live. This isn't on-demand programming where, you have to, log onto a course and figure it out on your own. We're there with you live, myself and my faculty holding your hand and really guiding you through this impact journey. So the Academy, the Social Good Academy, is our second course. It is our 16-week deeper dive into social impact. And really for that established business owner who has employees,
Yeah.
and included in that is the Social Purpose Playbook, but so much more, really having conversations and engaging your customers, your employees, building out a contribution plan, connecting with that, connecting with that cause and not for profit that you want to partner with, and then all the way through to amplifying the message, measuring your impact. It's a very fulsome, again, immersive social impact training program.
I love that you have now, Deb, split that out so that a solopreneur folks can have access to this training in a not, I don't want to say a smaller way, but if we're
It is a
somewhere
smaller
that's
nugget.
earlier in our journey
Yeah.
and want to explore this, and we're maybe not at a place where we have employees or etc., right? Then I just love that you've done that. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Thank you. Absolutely.
Cool.
Now over to you, my dear. Tell us
Yes, indeed.
all about
I'll
yourself.
keep it
And
brief. I have
no
a new project
worries.
I'm working on that I'm really excited about for this year. I'm not ready to announce that just yet, but I am. I have scheduled less workshops and courses for the first half of this year for that reason, because I needed to create space for this new project. Also, that's part of why I wanted to do the 2 shows per month rather than doing it every single week. You got to there's only so much time, right? So you have to prioritize and use your time wisely as a business person. Yes. So however, I do have an Instagram course running in March,
Good.
and as well my next 3-hour workshop. So the Instagram course is a 4-week course. It's a crash course in Instagram for business networking. And then my next workshop is a Facebook and Instagram Reels workshop that will be in February. So of course I've got all my links are on my website, sandysocial.com. And yes. Oh, and I'm doing a trends report as well. I was just debating whether I'm always very interested in trends, marketing trends, general
Social
worldwide
media
trends, and
trends.
especially social media trends. Yes. So I'm following these things, and I did for the first time last year. I did a social media trends presentation, and I said to Deb, "Do you think I should do it again this year?" And she said, "Yes, you should do it."
Yes.
So I'm
100%.
working on it. It's going to be this Saturday.
Good.
from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Okay.
That is just free. I haven't posted it yet on social media, but if you're interested in joining, anyone can attend. You can, of course, watch the replay
Okay.
of my social media trends. So I'll be sharing my top 5 social media trends to pay attention to for this year.
And
So
why should we care, Julie, about the trends? Just talk briefly about that.
because it gives you some clues as to how you can spend your time, how to be more productive with your time, more efficient. We all, social media is a big time suck. So any way we can be more efficient and productive is helpful. And then in terms of, it's a good time of year to evaluate which
Yeah.
social media channels you are currently using for your business
Mm,
and how you're spending your time on these social media channels. And, how do you want to continue moving forward? Which channels make the most? Because I'll tell you, Deb, one thing that I know about business owners, small business owners, is they often have several social media channels, 4 or
right.
5,
Yeah.
sometimes more,
Yeah.
and they're trying to do them all and not doing
Yes.
any of them well.
Not doing it well. Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you can, if your time's limited, which is true for most of us, you want to potentially narrow down the channels you're focusing your time and energy on.
Mhm.
And perhaps, may I add, not have all your eggs in the Meta basket, which of course is Facebook,
Yes.
Instagram, etc. So
So
with
true.
that, that's all I want to share about my business for this moment, because I want to get to our guests. And I
Yay!
want to go ahead and bring on our first guest. And I'm gonna cheat a little bit here. I've got to have my notes handy. Okay, here we go. Heidi, we're bringing you on. Welcome to my good friend, uh, Heidi Smith, who is officially a best-selling Amazon author with her brand new book and first-time author. So congratulations, Heidi. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you. So excited to be with you, Julie and Deb, and love hearing about these new exciting things that you guys are presenting. And it's the first episode of the year. So yay.
Yes.
Woo, woo,
Yay.
woo, woo.
Yay us. Now,
Definitely.
you have just launched a book. Oh my goodness. So tell us about the book and your amazing launch. So fill us in. We're dying to know.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, yes. The book is called Making Friends with the Boogeyman.
You hold it up.
You know what? I just realized I don't have it right now. I'm going to text my
But we will, of
husband
course,
and
be
tell him
sharing the links to it.
Yes, exactly. I'll be sharing the
I can,
links to it.
yes, and I can tell you while she's texting her handsome husband to bring her a copy of her book, it is 3 years in the making. She
It
is,
is,
she's
yeah.
a first-time author, and this was quite a process for Heidi. I know she'll tell us about it, but it's her personal story. And so may I go ahead and just read briefly, Heidi?
Sure.
Heidi said, imagine if there was a way to change the things that terrify you into the things that empower you. This is the story I share in my book. And from the back cover of her book, may I read this, Heidi? Is that okay with you?
Thank you.
12-year-old Heidi Smith stumbled into the darkness to witness a violent crime that changed the trajectory of her life. Oh, I get chills just reading that. Her adult storytelling invites you into the darkest corners of her soul to witness her subsequent experiences with anxiety, addiction, and sexual predators. Then with humor and love, she guides you out of the pain and mayhem of her past into the safety and joy of the present.
Yes.
Bold examples of introspection and self-discovery detailing Smith's transformations from self-loathing and self-destruction into self-acceptance and joy pave the way for others to follow. Whether you are someone who delights in the adventures of everyday heroes, or someone who feels misunderstood in relationships, or someone who struggles with a painful past, this book is full of examples showing how to make the big changes you have been craving. It's one woman's journey towards making friends with the boogeyman, and it can transform your life.
Wow.
Jill's reading that.
Oh
Please
my
tell us
gosh.
more, Heidi.
Tell us more.
Well, it's one of those things, once it's the human condition to want to help others once we've solved the problem, right?
Isn't that true?
Both of you are incredible examples of generosity with what you've learned in social media and what you're learning in business and charities and marrying the two. It's like we get excited about these things and then we want to share them with the world. And
true.
And so I wrote the book because I have been on a lifelong journey exploring ways to feel better, because I did struggle with anxiety and addiction and, horrible events from my past. And, once I found the best thing for me, like what worked, and what created an incredible transformation, I'm like, well, I need to share this with the world. And so that's what I wanted to do. And I always wanted to write a book. And so I wanted to marry the storytelling and solution.
Yes.
So it's pride between all of it. It's not just me telling my story. It's using my story and some client examples as well, because I am a transformation guide. And this is what I do with clients, is I empower them to create their extraordinary life through transformation and joy, because that is possible.
And what a beautiful bright light you are to be their guide and take them from a place of darkness, if they are there, to a place of joy. Or perhaps they may or may not be in a place of darkness, but certainly in a place of blah. Many of us could have times in our life where we're in a place of not knowing, or not having clarity, or just being in a place of blah, or certainly could be a place of darkness. And they couldn't have a better guide.
Well, that's very kind of you. It's one of these things, right? Like, there's a spectrum, and, I meet people where they are, and the book is full of examples that we can use in our everyday life. There's breathing tools in the book. I've had people call it a manual, like a self-development manual, personal development manual, in that it walks you through things. So it meets you where you are. And, like the overarching message is that every part of us is lovable, like every single part, no matter what
what your past is.
Exactly. I was terrified as a child. I had terrible nightmares. And so that's where the making friends with the boogeyman came from, because in my work on myself and with my clients, oftentimes we're going into scary places, and, I guide them in, and they meet their boogeyman and they learn the message that's there for them, because ultimately there is something powerful and positive, and it's just about having the courage to explore these things. And here's my beautiful husband, my book, actually. The envelope.
The cover is quite
his book, God bless him. So I should have showed that too, silly me.
The cover of the book is so striking, Heidi, that and we'll definitely be posting a link to where to purchase the book. Also, you do offer an excerpt, which is excellent. So Heidi does have a PDF excerpt. If you're not sure if it's a fit for you, beautiful. She does offer that. There we go. Whew, it's just hold it right up to the camera.
Can you bring it right up to the camera?
Yeah, it is just striking.
Oh, neat.
Gorgeous cover.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. That's surely that will be eye-catching and help your sales.
I'm sure, because it's all about like passion. Like you are both obviously passionate about what you do, and that raises the energetic vibration of something, Emily Westshore is the graphic designer who helped me with the cover. And, we were both very passionate about what we were doing. Yeah. And she connected with my story, what I described and what I needed. And, it evolved. Like I've got all these different iterations of it until this one just Wow. And so this is my husband's book, of course. I think, has he been? I guess he hasn't. This is women's.
We have not.
All of you that,
if you live in Canada and you want to figure out how to deduct your mortgage, Robin's Heidi's husband Robinson can help with that. But back to the women's show, because we're about wonderful.
Where are women?
Yes, indeed. Well, thank you for showing us what your book looks like, Heidi. Tell tell us perhaps maybe share one of the techniques. So you mentioned breathing. You mentioned there are several techniques that you share in the book. Is there one particular technique that you could maybe share with our audience that would help them?
Oh yeah. Okay. So one technique.
Help
Well,
them if they're feeling stressed, or a particular breathing pattern, or do you have something that you would want
yeah.
to share with the
So one
audience?
of the things is if you've been through a difficult experience, like one of the things I talk about in the book
Mhm.
is if you start to feel triggered by something you're reading,
Mm.
you want to come into the present because you're getting pulled back into something from the past. And so a very simple way to come into the present is to come into your body. So you look at your hands, right? And
Mhm.
clenching your fists. So you're using your senses to bring you into your body.
Mm.
And Artie Viperla, who is an expert on intense experiences, he's got a couple of exercises. So you can do simple things like twisting your body. So if you go into a fight, flight, or freeze mode, the way to unlock that is to cross movements with your body. Okay. So for example, you're sitting still.
Mhm.
And what you're going to do is you're going to turn your hips to the right. Okay. And you leave your hips on the right. And then you turn your ribs to the left.
Mm.
Leave your ribs on the left. And then turn your shoulders to the right.
So like
Leave
a gentle body twist.
Yeah. And then, shoulders to the right. And then you turn your head to the left.
Mhm.
And then turn your eyes to the right. And then slowly come back.
Mm.
And then do it the other way.
Right.
So, hips, rib cage.
Forcing you to be really present with the movements of your body, which would bring you back into present.
Yeah. And the cross body movement, it has an impact on your body. So, doing things like tapping your arms, like just getting the different hemispheres in your brain focused on that. And so that will get you out of the triggered response and into the present.
Wow.
Amazing. What a wonderful tip and a lovely technique to get us back into the present and back into our body. Thank you so much, Heidi.
Well, thank you both for having me. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well. We look forward to
Congratulations
learning more. I've read the excerpt and I've ordered your book, and I'm very much looking forward to reading it. I know there's going to be some serious content in there, but I know you're a skilled storyteller, and it will be a very enjoyable read overall. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Congratulations on all your
Ultimately,
success.
A story of hope.
A story of hope. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Congrats on all your success, my Amazon bestseller friend. And please remember us little people when you're not that you're a big celebrity, you have to come back to the show again and tell us more about the book.
Thank you both.
Wonderful. Would you like to stay with us, love, on camera, or are you gonna? Would you like to go backstage?
I think I'll enjoy from behind the scenes.
Okay, that sounds good.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. And with that, we're going to bring our next guest, Linda Mackie. Welcome to the show, Linda. How are you?
Hey, Linda.
Good. How are you? Happy New Year. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, good.
Absolutely. We can hear you. Happy New Year back to you. Welcome. Please
Thanks.
tell us all about you and your business, or I believe you have a podcast as well. So tell us more.
Yeah, well, I'm really impressed with your setup. And I'm like, because I know I mentioned to you, Julie, that I was thinking of kind of taking my podcast live and then, but still upload it to the podcast. So, because I like this, I don't know, I just like the spontaneity and the, it doesn't have to be, pre-recorded or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. I got to tell you, we're loving StreamYard. It's been the most straightforward tool. And I've learned more of the features over time. Of course, I'm using the paid version now, so I can have my logo on it, and you can have music, and we can even do there's a little banner. Boom.
Yeah,
I saw that. Banner,
yeah.
so there's all kinds of really fun features, and it does give you the video as well as audio. So the only drawback is there's one audio, right? So there are more fancy tools that you can use that would record an audio for the guest and the host. And then if you needed to adjust volume levels, then you can do that. But this is a great basic tool. Very, very easy to use.
Yeah. I just didn't look at it because I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do that.
I can teach you.
But
It's easy peasy.
yeah. So I'm I know both of you, and I mean, you know who I am and everything, but
well, no, our audience doesn't know that.
Please tell our audience.
Oh yeah, we're talking to a whole bunch of people. No, I'm a photographer, so I've been and a creative producer now. So basically, what that means is I specialize in personal branding photography or branding photography, what I'm going to call it. It's sort of, I call it a where fashion meets business meets lifestyle. So it's kind of like headshots, but lifestyle meets fashion. So it kind of incorporates all the stuff that I've been doing, like for the past, I've been a photographer now for 20 years, which is hard to believe.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. And so I know personal branding is a big thing now. I started doing it back in 2012, but it was more like people used to call it publicity photos.
Yep.
Or I don't know, they just call them headshot business portraits. I don't know. And so, it's kind of turned into a thing. And I think that's because of the increase in advance of entrepreneurs and business owners and people, small businesses, and who can't afford to hire ad agencies. Because this is what the ad agencies used to do, right? They would create ad campaigns for businesses. But so now that there's more of us who are entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, small businesses, we can actually create our own advertising. So that's how I approach my clients, because I used to work in advertising. So that's why I know all this stuff.
Oh, interesting.
So I tell my clients, like, you are your own ad campaign.
Yes.
So this is how we treat you. We take you from the very beginnings. We take you through a creative brief. We, basically figure out, everything about you and your brand. And then we create a plan. And it's my own kind of process that I've been using for quite a long time now. And I keep improving it. And then as far as the creative producing, I mean, that's sort of kind of part and parcel of doing this type of work, because you have to be a producer. And a lot of it is figuring out what is the creative, what are we shooting, where are we shooting, what are you going to wear, how are you going to have your hair and makeup, what message do you want to impart to your audience? And these are all factors that come into play.
So this is beyond just getting a headshot. This is really tuning into the audience they want to reach and what their marketing messaging is and how the visuals can support that. And I got to say, that's so important, because for many of us, our website is our storefront these days. We don't have a physical storefront, and so many more people are networking online.
Yeah. And now it's even like I've seen, and I'm starting to do it too. It's like, it's not even just still photography. It's delving into the realm of video. So more photographers who do personal branding are now having to do video and do reels on their phones. And so there's all these other added services, which is quite exciting, because I mean, I love just doing, I mean, I did kind of this kind of stuff. I think it was like 2014. I did the girl's photo, this coach, I did all her photos, and then we did some sort of like little snippets, vignettes, we used to call them. And so she could use those little vignettes on her website. And I think we had social media back then too, of course. So, but now it's kind of more of a thing where, okay, this is, part of the package, or you could, if you want reels, we can add that on, we can add on vignettes or whatever, and video.
I think more business. Sorry, Deb, go ahead.
I was just going to say, such necessary services, because a lot of business owners are too busy, not tech savvy enough, don't really have an interest necessarily in learning some of the different newer social media things. So to have a photographer, a skilled photographer, and creative director guide in that, or to be able to provide those things so that that business owner can hand it off if they have somebody handling their social.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's so many different facets. So amazing service.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
music to their ears. If they're a social media person, like help me help you look good, because we want to make you look good. So if we can get some higher, you know, up-leveled visuals like that, it really just makes, you know, everything better.
Yeah. And it's a lot of work, and I think it's overwhelming for a lot of people. I mean, because your area of expertise is your area of expertise. Like a coach doesn't want to have to be taking all their own photos and, you know, figuring out the technology side of things and when and how do I post and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, I don't claim to be a social media expert in any way, but I know how to
fine on your social media, my friend. You're pretty savvy.
Well, I mean, but I know how to create the content, you know, from a technical and creative aspect or point of view. I guess, you know, just from doing it for a long time, like I love working with my clients and kind of being an empathic person. I've used that to my advantage just to really get to know my clients. And that's why we do the whole creative brief ahead of time. And that's us getting to know each other. I mean, there's a whole process that,
very
but
thoughtful process.
It's very, connective and energetic because it is an energy exchange. That's how I kind of look at it anyway. And
you're helping your clients shine. You're helping them shine their best light. So if you can, you know, the processes that you have put in place only augments their shining light. Right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. I mean, that's my joy that I get out of it when my clients shine and they succeed, or they raise the level of their business and they go on to, you know, I've had clients who are, you know, gone to one-on-ones who are like now, you know, big players in their field, you know, with coaching and education platforms. And, you know, they're kind of like, what do you call them? Notable personalities who are,
super cool,
you know, really making big waves, you know? So
they're smart enough to hire you to help them for part of their journey.
Yeah, well, it makes me feel good too, right? And I love being a part of that.
Yeah.
So.
And I know, you know, video is just a part of what you do, but I tell you what, businesses are going to realize more and more that this vertical video, short video trend, quote unquote, it's not going away.
Yeah, exactly.
Soon, and it's everywhere. So maybe not all the platforms will continue having the short vertical video option. However, it's not going anywhere. And most of the top platforms are doubling down on it, including Facebook, including Reels, or Instagram, including YouTube. And of course, there is still some reach exposure to be had on TikTok as well. So,
you have a podcast as well, Linda. I'm just watching our time. We're at 32 minutes.
Yes, please tell us about your podcast.
I started my podcast. It started out as a YouTube channel, interview series where I was basically highlighting my clients because I noticed a lot of my clients were doing social good, like what you were talking about in your business. And I really wanted to highlight them and how they're making a difference in their business. And then it was also a way that I could showcase, you know, our work together. And so it was a win-win for both of us. And
wonderful.
So I had to go on a bit of a hiatus. My last interview was in October, so I'm going to be resuming the podcast, like actual interviewing in February probably, and maybe switch to this platform. But I kind of like the idea of still interviewing my clients because it turns out to be kind of a win-win for them too, because they can use the interview in their marketing. And it's just a great way for them. It's like a perk they get included with their shoots. So it's something that I can give back to them, and you know, that they can basically benefit from being on a podcast, right? Because it's like
absolutely. Here's the recent podcast I was interviewed on, and we have done that with the show as well. And you can do this with StreamYard, where you can download that audio file, you can download that video file, and you can, if you want, provide it to your audience, which we do. You'll get a copy of this, And
Yeah,
we invite
exactly.
people to use it as they wish on their social media. So if you want to turn it into shorter reels, or if you even want to just clip out the part that was the interview that featured you, you can do that. So yeah, it's wonderful to be able to
Yeah.
offer that as a benefit for your guests.
Yeah, it's really cool. So yeah, it's a great way to, I just love working with, change, I don't know, you call them change makers, social gooders, I don't know. But I just found, I mean, and I always say, it's like, it's not like you have to be a big change maker. Like you don't have to be David Suzuki. I mean, we all, as you know, Deb, in your business, I mean, we all want to contribute something to the world. So it can be like, small, like, and it could be grand. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The point is that, so that's kind of the point of the podcast. So it's called the Eloquent Entrepreneur Conversations with Everyday Change Makers.
Beautiful.
Love
So,
that.
yeah.
Fabulous. We will
So
certainly be
excited.
linking to your website, your podcast. So if you have anything specific you want me to share with the audience, definitely get me any links you want to share, Linda. But
For
we'll
sure.
absolutely, yeah. Any final thoughts
Yeah.
that you might want to share with the audience?
Well, yeah, I wanted to, it's funny, Heidi was on the show because she talks about acceptance and all the stuff about, transforming your life and kind of just finding joy. And I really relate to that because I have part of my philosophy and how I work with people is really, and this has just happened kind of insidiously over time, just working with people, like helping women especially to find that self-acceptance. And it's a really big piece in my work. And so I find myself almost as a coach in a way, like when I'm working with my clients. Because there's times when people like their photos are beautiful, but they just say, I don't like my photos. And it's usually because they don't like themselves in the photos. They don't like, and so it's become this kind of part of my, I don't know, my brand, I guess. I don't know.
Amazing.
Something that I like working with clients on. And so in the last year, I collaborated with a couple of other people who specialize in more transformational type work to called the Stepping Into Your Essence Retreat. So the idea is to really tap into that and help women and men to tap into themselves. And a big piece that I just learned about recently is the self-compassion. So that's where it starts. And so it's something that we're going to do another retreat, which we're working on for hopefully the spring. But it's
wonderful.
It was a big success because I had a few clients do the retreat and then they did their photo shoots and it was like night and day.
Yeah.
Have you thought about even doing a smaller webinar in advance to kind of get people to start thinking about those kind of things? And then that could maybe help build up your interest list for the retreat.
That's a good idea. So many things. I mean, there's so many things that I need to learn, like just this whole, I mean, social media and just, coming up with, that would be an amazing thing, I think, to do because it would help people to really, I don't know, tap into that or see if that resonates even, or,
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, because just working with the clients that I do, mostly women business owners, to get them to put their face on camera.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a struggle.
Yeah.
It's a struggle.
Yeah.
I have to triple dog dare them to do it. And then, if I'm lucky, they'll do it.
Well, yeah. And I don't know. I kind of think like my philosophy is, you know what? You're here for a reason. You're doing your business for a reason.
Amen, sister.
Getting your photos or being on camera, it's such a small thing in the whole scheme of things.
Yeah.
Nobody cares except you.
It's so true.
You look great. You're in the body you're going to be in for the rest of your life. You might as well enjoy it and be confident. But there's things that are ingrained, obviously, and we need to work through them. And I know I felt like that for a long time. I was hiding behind my camera, and I mean, I can relate. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like when I hit 50, I was like, I don't care anymore. I'm just
life's too short. Life's too short,
I only
man.
have so much time left, and I know I'm here for a purpose. and I'm doing it, I'm living it, but I too have to get on camera. I too have to get my photos done. So we're all in the same boat, but you know what? Just think of it as a tool. These are tools to help you do the important work. Right?
And for me, I've done that as well. I'm with you because I try to frame social media and even do, having a live show as tools for service. So serving on social media, like using, right? So it's not really about you, of course, but you do have to put yourself out there to be able to share your knowledge, share your, share your wisdom, your information, your life experience with the audience, but it's in service of them. So it's not necessarily about you. So I love what you just shared about it being a tool. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No, if you could reframe it, then it's not such a big deal,
And isn't that what life's all about, is reframing?
Yeah. Well, and because, we all, we're not getting any older. I'm older.
We're not getting any younger.
Yeah.
Or sorry, I'm not getting, but when we look at photos of say 10 years ago, I know when I look back at photos of myself then, I'm like, why didn't I appreciate myself then?
Yeah. So true.
So that's one of my messages is appreciate yourself right now, because you're not going to be any younger.
Yeah. I'm gonna get in the present, and I'm gonna appreciate myself right now. The world certainly needs more love, more self-love, more self-compassion, and more self-acceptance. So amen to that.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you
thank you so much for joining us on the show. It was a pleasure to learn.
Thank you so much. I'm glad I could come on today. That was great. It worked out really well.
Just thrilled to have you. So for those of you watching, thank you so much for joining us for the wonderful.
Oh, we lost your audio, Julie.
Testing 1, 2.
You're back. Your music is
too loud. Too loud. Better?
Yes.
That's better. Yeah.
Okay, I think I just had the music too loud, and I'm going to there we go. I threw up the branding. So going forward for 2023, we will be meeting on the 2nd and 4th Thursday of the month. We've changed it to a little bit later in the day now, from 4:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific time, and we are broadcasting to LinkedIn, as well as Facebook, as well as YouTube. So you've got several choices of places where you can watch us. So if you would like to be a guest in the future, we would love to shine the light on you, your business, your products, your services, your passions, etc. Get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. And thank you again to our wonderful women guests today, Heidi and Linda, and thank you to all of you for watching. We wish you a very happy new year. Thank you so much. Have a great
Bye, everyone.
rest of your day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Happy New Year.